Hello and welcome to another episode of the Presale Pulse. I'm Ryan Lalonde. I'm joined by our real estate marketer extraordinaire, Suzana Goncalves.
Hello.
Also a partner of MLA. And today we're going to talk about everything resale and presale in Metro Vancouver. Now, we're actually shooting this from the Fraser Valley office, which is a little bit fun.
The market out here has been so hot that it's our turn to come out here, so here we are.
Presale is hot out here. It's also hot in the Lower Mainland though. We're seeing this in every marketplace throughout the Greater Vancouver area. We know that resale's on fire and presale is generally one of the big benefactors of it. There's an incredible amount of data that we're gonna touch on today. Really, really important that you take some time, give us a high five, subscribe. That just obviously gives you incredible access to all the content that we're producing on a daily and a weekly basis. And then of course, all the information that we're talking about below, it's all linked down below. So make sure that you take some time and preview it.
Yeah, and hit up our website, sign up for the MLA Canada newswire, be a real estate insider. Every day you'll get an email in your inbox with the latest real estate news. It's happening out there in the market, so sign up for that as well.
So why don't we first start with macro, if that's all right? Let's just go high level. Let's touch on interest rates. I was having a conversation with managing broker Scott Jingles from Ness Mortgages. They do a lot of pre-sale financing for us across our programs. His comment was, you know, if there's one thing to share about where interest rates are at today, it is that we are at record lows, 1.29 for a variable 5-year, 1.49 for a 5-year fixed. I remember my first mortgage a long time ago, and I wish I could have got down to those rates. Bitcoin, we know that it's continuing to surge. That's one of the benefits of a very strong stock market these days. The Dow consistently above 30,000 points right now. Bitcoin passing over 60,000 a few days ago. It feels like so many out in the market are looking for a store place for wealth. Markets is part of it, and we think that the same is being said about real estate right now. That being said, why don't we jump into pre-sale?
Yeah, let's do it. Pre-sale market in January was a little bit quieter than we originally expected. We thought we'd see a few more projects get released, but really those projects ended up sort of starting to preview, and they really pushed their launch dates into February. And so we've already seen a massive uptake in February. So we saw just 3 projects launched in January, only 392 homes. That's really going to set us up for an epic February. So for February, we're expecting just shy of 1,800 units to be released. We haven't seen numbers that big in a single month since October of 2019, so just over 15 months. And again, part of that is people sort of holding strong through January so that they could release inventory in February, particularly because we've got Chinese New Year happening. Chinese New Year is always a time for sort of prosperous buying. It's sort of good luck to buy during Chinese New Year, and so we certainly have seen a lot of campaigns kind of hold and release in February. And that's why we're seeing such a strong showing in the month of February.
Taking a look at what's happening in these new marketplaces that are really coming alive, like Burnaby, both south and north, projects like Telford, right, out of the gates, doing very strong. That's a program that has 366 units in the building. They've worked through approximately 250 of it, which is fantastic at very big numbers. We also have some key launches. We have the Taylor that's coming up in Brentwood, something that we're paying very close attention to. That's very close in hand to Alaska, a project that we're a part of and has been performing incredibly well. Incredible value there between the two programs, and we expect that value is going to continue to be maintained. And then of course, we can't not touch on Smith & Farrow.
We're still early days there, but incredibly well received. We've had far more demand than even we expected. We've got some really generous sized homes there. Our smallest home is 604 square feet, which is actually pretty atypical for the market right now. And so to see the market respond as well as it has to such a quality offering, a product that is really livable, very high sort of spec level. You know, we're still early days, so we'll wait for the next pre-sale pulse to share some numbers, but it's definitely exceeded our expectations.
So when you share that we have 1,500 concrete homes coming into the marketplace in February, and we've seen really active programs on all of the synchronized or the tempo programs that have been running since Q3, Q4, it's hard not to want to get up and dance. Finally.
Let's see it.
That's another episode. I'm really excited about that one.
Okay.
So Suze, there's no question our pre-sale market's on fire. What's happening in resale?
Yeah, definitely resale market is still very, very active. Just shy of 2,400 sales transactions, which you might think, oh, that's down from where it was. But what's interesting, of course, is that inventory levels have drastically come down too. So we've seen both in December and January, inventory below 9,000. So that's 60% of where we were back in, say, September, October, August, where we were well over 12,000 new listings. So although transactions are technically down, it's really indicative of the fact that there's just a lack of inventory in the market. And of course, we know that when there's a lack of inventory, what are you going to see? You're going to see prices get pushed up. You're going to see multiple offers, which we are definitely seeing a lot of in the market right now, especially in the single family field, as well as some of the townhouse product. But having said that, even with all of that true, we're still 36% above the 10-year average. So tracking still extremely well. We're seeing just shy of 29% sales to listing ratio across all the product types. Single family, just over 26%. Condos now just shy of 28%. And of course, townhouses, which are still ruling the day technically, they're at just over 37%. So again, just very strong activity across the board. And we expect to really, see it continue. February already in the first 2 weeks have been extremely active. So we don't see those numbers decreasing over the next 30 days.
When you think about single family homes outpacing townhouses by a motion of 2 to 1, that's quite incredible. It's hard to imagine what it's going to take to disrupt this marketplace at this point in time. Listings are continuing to drop. Inventories continue to be absorbed. We're going to touch on some of those levels out in the Fraser Valley, but it does feel like the Greater Vancouver area over the next 30 to 60 days, we're going to see those sales ratios move from 28% to somewhere between 35 and 45% if we can't find a way of dumping more product onto the marketplace. So demand is high for resale today, and that's presenting itself in terms of benchmark price appreciation and composite price appreciation. Composite up 0.9% month over month. So that means in 1 month's time, we saw prices increase 1%. That's quite high for any market. We're also seeing the 1 year over year number up 5.5%. As of today, we're landing back on values of where we were circa 2017, 2018. That's really important. The deficit that we saw through 2019 and as a result of COVID has now been made up. And we're now moving towards blue sky on price point. So I think that's another Presale Pulse wrap. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. Thank you for joining us. As always, everything that we talked about is all linked out down below. But before you click those links, hit that subscribe button. Let us know what we could improve. We're always looking for, you're always looking for feedback.
You don't take it usually.
And hope to see you next month.